Hey Pisces, welcome to Sweet Tea Astrology and Tarot. I'm Erica. Why don't you sit a spell and we can talk about the stars. On the 1st of September, there will be a new moon solar eclipse at 9 degrees of Virgo in your 7th house. The Sabian symbol for 9 degrees of Virgo reads, two heads looking out and beyond the shadows. And when I was meditating on this, I thought of people leaving a storm shelter or a bomb shelter and taking an inventory or a lay of the land after the fallout or after the storm. And that's really what eclipse season is seeing the world in a different light, taking the land or taking the lay of the land, reassessing what's going on around you through a different perspective. Even if it's just a small shift, it can be huge. Sabian Cymbals were created in 1925 by a clairvoyant named Elsie Wheeler, and they are used to symbolize 0 to 30 degrees of each zodiac sign of the astrological wheel. So this new moon solar eclipse is going to be occurring for you in your 7th house, like I said, where we're going to be dealing with partnerships and how we identify with others, counseling, and open enemies. This new moon solar eclipse will be T-squaring Saturn and Sagittarius in your 10th house. And that is dealing with your career, status, your reputation, your destiny. It also could be dealing with authorities or authority figures. Authority figures would be like somebody who is an expert at what they do. And this will be squaring to Neptune and Pisces, your 1st house. So that's your personality, physical body, your appearance. It is the physical embodiment of who you are and how others see you. So heads up on this energy, it could be a big one. Because it's the beginning of something new in a partnership or how you identify with others, and it's impacting your status, it's impacting your career, it's impacting your destiny, and that plays out in your 1st house, and it affects you on a very personal level. Moving on though, on the 9th, we have Jupiter, the planet of expansion, achievement, and excess, moving into Libra, which is your 8th house, and that is the house of other people's money, regeneration, transformation, metamorphosis, life, death, rebirth, primal instinct, basic instinct, or sexuality. And anything that Jupiter touches, it gets bigger. That can be for good, and that can be for not so good. Just forewarned is forearmed. The very next day, we have Saturn and Sagittarius giving an exact square to Neptune and Pisces. And this is between your 10th house and your 1st house. Once again, career, status, reputation up against personality, physical body, and appearance. This is very much a transformative process for you because it's your 1st house. It's hitting you on a very, very personal level. And I say that because the very next week we have, and that'll be the 16th of September. And if you're watching this at the beginning or at the release date, you can go ahead and skip on to the tarot portion and come back mid-month for September to hear the rest of this. But on the 16th, we'll be experiencing a full moon prenumbral lunar eclipse at 24 degrees of Pisces, and that is your sign, your 1st house. This is going to impact you on a very deep personal level. So just be very, very aware of that. You've got a lot of reputation and personality, authorities and appearance. I mean, it's the butting up of the 10th and the 1st house energy. And it's all being triggered, I believe, by this new moon solar eclipse on the 1st. I'll be back to speak more about it, and I'll pull cards for that closer to that time. But moving on the 22nd, we have the sun moving into Libra, which is also your 8th house of life, death, rebirth, primal or basic instinct, other people's money, regeneration, transformation, metamorphosis, and sexuality. On the very same day, on the 22nd, we have Mercury going station direct in his post-retrograde movement. This is in your 7th house. The 7th house is partnerships, identification with others, counseling, and dealing with open enemies. The one thing I can say is that if this is dealing with a breakup, because it's occurring under the influence of a Mercury retrograde, it may not stay broken up. You may figure things out. That's not to say that you will. That's not to say that you won't. It's just, more often than not, if you break up under a Mercury retrograde, you end up finding your way back together, is what I've noticed and seen and witnessed and observed. On the 24th, we have Venus moving into Scorpio, which is your 9th house. The 9th house is long-distance trips, higher education, religion, philosophy, legal system matters. It could also speak to trying to study astrology or wanting to learn more about it, finding value in it, because it's dealing with Venus, the planet that deals with harmony, love, and beauty. On the 28th, we have Mars, the planet of energy, impulse, and aggression, moving into Capricorn, which is your 11th house. The 11th house is the house of your friends, your groups, the memberships or associations that you take part of or hold membership to. Also, your future wishes, goals, dreams, bucket list type things. On the 30th, we have a new moon at 8 degrees of Libra in your 8th house, which is life, death, rebirth, other people's money, regeneration, sexuality, and instincts. So, Pisces, this is going to be a pretty impactful month for you. Things are going to change a lot. Please employ your self-care methods. Please be kind to yourself and others, because we're all experiencing this just on different levels in very sensitive areas of our own personal charts. You're going to feel a lot, and it's going to be a lot of big shifts, a lot of big changes. You're very much going to want to, after this September, you may want to just have the Green Day song, Wake Me Up When September Ends, on replay on your MP3 player. This is a time of rebirth, y'all. I hope you grasp the opportunity. I'll be right back with the tarot cards. I'm pulling for y'all. Let me know how you're doing down in the comments below. Take care of yourselves. I'll be right back. Hey Pisces, I'm back. I forgot to show you my pretty little diagram that I made for y'all. Not just y'all. I made it for everybody, but to show you how you're going to feel like you're being pulled in different directions. And I figured before I started with my tarot portion, I needed to show you this. The new moon solar eclipse is going to feel like this for you. It will bring up tension, worry, and concern between your 7th house, your 10th house, and your 1st house. So, it's a crude drawing. Forgive the low-tech redneck. What can I say? I'm doing the best I can for y'all. With what I've got anyways, right? I'm going to be pulling the tarot cards for you. I'm also going to pull some oracle cards. I'm going to pull a butterfly oracle card for Life Changes by Doreen Virtue. I'm also going to be pulling a Sacred Rebels oracle card by Elena Fairchild. The artwork is by Autumn Sky Morrison. So, without further ado, while I was off camera meditating and shuffling, I tried to do a traditional card shuffle like you would do with regular playing cards, much like what I'm fixing to do right now. And the cards, not that the cards are magnetized or were magnetized, but it felt like they did not want to go together to shuffle. It felt like they were repelling. And that could very much be the partnership energy where you're like arguing with another. I'm going to go ahead and cut for you. Feel like oil and water. Alright, I'm going to pull the bottom card for the underlying theme or the overarching energy, and the top 3 for clarity. I'm sorry for the background construction noise. It's not going on right now, but it has been off and on throughout the video. And there's nothing I can do about it except for say that I'm sorry, and I'm trying to get a noise canceling mic. My fiance's out running errands right now, and that is on the to-do list. So This will be the last time you have to hear me with my shorted out mic. I apologize. I'm doing the best I can, y'all. For my Pisces friends for this new moon solar eclipse. Okay. I'm going to pull the one that came out, and I'm also going to take the bottom one. Alright. Okay. I'll write down the numbers of these cards for the overall numerology. Alright, the overarching number is 18. The total is 18, and that 1 plus 8 is 9. I will touch on that in a minute. Let me highlight that number so I don't forget. I forgot to go over that in my last video. The bottom card that you got, Pisces, was the 3 of Pentacles in reverse. The 3 speaks to the 3rd house. 3rd house is communication. That is how you speak, how you are understood, and how others understand you. Communication also covers your technological devices, phones, tablets, computers, work equipment, your vehicle, getting from point A to point B, anything mechanical. Also speaks to short distance journeys, siblings, cousins, and neighbors. In the last video, this card showed up as well, and because it's 3rd house energy, this looks like a key to me. Don't lose your car keys. You aren't having any necessary astrological 3rd house energy, but this is going to be under the influence of a Mercury retrograde. Another thing is, aside from the keys, and that's just a very mundane way of looking at it, this is a card of being watched or being judged, and probably falsely judged, falsely accused, or misunderstood. That's not the traditional meaning of this card, but it is what I'm feeling for this spread. The Pentacles represent Earth sign energy. The Earth signs are Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. It may involve somebody with those signs. It could be their sun, their moon, or their rising. You won't know that unless you've looked at their chart, or they've told you that because they've looked at their chart. But this very much for me deals with being misunderstood in communication, or having troubles in getting from point A to point B. The first in the top 3 for clarity is the 4 of Wands upright. The 4 speaks to the 4th house, and that is home and family. Home is where you live or where you consider home to be. Family is your immediate family, or which includes your spouse, your children, and or fur babies. If you aren't married, then it could be roommates, or even your parents, or people that you consider to be parents. The 4th house can also speak to foundations and roots, and that can be on a very physical level, on a metaphorical level, however you choose to see it. This is the celebration card, the happiness card. This is the happy home card. This is like the wedding card. Many people look at this as like a wedding celebration, or the celebration of something big. The wands represent fire sign energy. The fire signs are Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. It does not have to represent that sign. Like I said, with the Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn energy, it can be their sun, moon, or rising. You won't know that unless you've looked at their chart or they've told you. The middle card is a major arcana in reverse, and this is the Empress in reverse. The Empress is the 3rd card of the major arcana. Once again, you've got a number 3. Again, this is your second number 3 card, and that deals with communication, siblings, neighbors, and cousins. Also short distance journeys. So just be careful with your devices, be careful with your vehicle, be careful with how you communicate, and go back and make sure, reiterate that what you said was what was heard. And if you didn't understand, ask questions and ask for clarification. Because miscommunication is running rampant for you, according to this tarot spread. The Empress is a major arcana card, represents Venus. Let me hold this up right so you can see. This is a sigil for Venus, or the feminine energy. Venus is the planet that represents harmony, love, and beauty. It could also speak to resources and finances. Venus represents love and values, what we value and what we love. In the upright, it represents abundance, the feminine principle, and productive action. But in reverse, it's like you are lacking and there is nothing productive coming from the situation. It feels like the happy home is what you wanted, but you're seeing that or the happy workplace, whatever it is, the happy partnership that you wanted isn't what is the reality, according to this Empress being in reverse. The final card is the Eight of Wands upright, and the 8 speaks to a lot of this 8th house energy that you're dealing with throughout the month. So this isn't just for the new moon solar eclipse. This is something you're going to be feeling throughout the month. The 8 of Wands represents very fast. It's like, if this was a love reading, it would be the arrows of love. But this isn't necessarily a love reading. This is a general reading. And this is like fast, heated messages going back and forth, like playing text wars or phone tag or that sort of thing. It can be good, it can be bad, it can be fiery, it can be passionate, and passionate is on a sliding scale. You can be passionately attracted to someone, and you can be passionately revolted by someone. The Wands represent fire sign energy. The fire signs are Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Could be their sun, moon, or rising. You won't know that unless you've looked at their chart or they've told you that information. The background color is blue, meaning that this is highly emotional in whatever it is that is being exchanged between you and another. This is a situation dealing with partnerships in this new moon solar eclipse, so it could be that you're being misunderstood and the communication is going back and forth, and you're chasing your tails, and it's not being productive. It's not being productive or conducive to making this happy work situation, this happy home situation, this happy environment situation, is what I'm seeing for the tarot spread. And like I said, the total for this spread was 18. 1 plus 8 is 9. The 9th house is ruled by Sagittarius. You are having that, you do have Saturn and Mars in Sagittarius in your 10th house. But the 9th speaks to long-distance trips, adventure, questing, higher education, philosophy, legal system matters, religion, astrology, and the like. It is the expansion and the broadening of the view of the world and others in it. Could also be foreign people, foreign places, foreign things. But Saturn and Mars being in Sagittarius, the 10th house with Saturn in it is career, status, reputation. This is dealing with either your career or your status. And status can be the Mr. or Mrs. or Miss in front of you. It can be the changing of your status as a title. You could get a title. You could lose a title. That title could change. Your responsibilities could change. It just really depends. We all have our own individual birth charts that this energy is going to be playing out in. So that's what's going on for you astrologically, Pisces. The Sacred Rebel Oracle card that I pulled for you is Listening for Truth. You've got a lot of 3rd house energy coming up in the cards, and that's dealing with communication, and a big part of communication is listening. Listening is not waiting for your turn to speak. Listening is actively listening. Zipping your lips, digesting what is being said, and then reflecting on it, and then making your statement. And many people don't know how to actively listen. Many people just wait for their turn to speak. The background of this card is very dark. You could be feeling like this is a dark night of the soul for you. The change could be so big that you could feel like you're out alone in the wilderness by yourself and nobody has your back. This is the 36th card. 3 plus 6 is 9. Once again, going to that 9th house. Long distance trips, adventure, higher education, philosophy, religion, legal system matters, astrology, the broadening of the mind, foreign places, foreign people, foreign things. Could also be speaking to the fact that this is happening at 9 degrees of Virgo. I think whatever is going to be going on for you is going to bring a fundamental shift for you, Pisces. To work out some of that Martian energy that's going to be dealing its aggressive energies towards you in the 10th house, try a new exercise program. And this, you know, it doesn't necessarily have to be physical. It can be mental. You can just need a mental workout. I also think of yoga. I think of going outside and walking, because that's a really good way of grounding yourself as well. I think you need to devote some time to exercise because, one, it's an investment in yourself, but two, it helps you blow off the energy that you're going to need because it looks like you're going to have a rough month. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but I do want to empower you. I want to inform you, and I want you to have a heads up. I am here and doing what I'm doing because I would have killed for somebody to have given me a heads up in October of 2014. I would have killed for the opportunity. A new exercise program. I also, you know, I think that it would do you good to get up and get moving because stagnant energy just isn't good on anyone. And you could be dealing with stagnant energy. And why not join a new exercise program, right? Join in. If you're invited to something, Pisces, go ahead and take the invitation. If you don't enjoy it, then you can leave. It's not a big deal. Give yourself the opportunity, though. Make sure you bring your keys with you. Don't just depend on a ride with somebody. But yeah, don't be a wallflower. It's really easy to want to be when you're feeling sensitive, but engage in life. Join in the conversation. Just participate. I think joining in the conversation is good, but remember about that active listening, and remember that you may be dealing with being prone to being misunderstood, so that could be a real issue for you, Pisces. Just watch what you're trying to say. There's a really good quote by Jon Stewart that says that you can control two things, your intent and your execution. Everything else is subjective to the listener. So take that close to heart and understand that you're going to be dealing with energy and people are going to be misunderstanding you, and it could really hit you in your partnerships. And that could really affect your career or your status or your reputation. I hope that you found this reading empowering, Pisces. I really enjoyed being able to spend this time with you. I'll be around for the full moon and again for the new moon. I'm just trying to be judicious and expeditious with my time and get you the information that you need for this very busy astrological month. So with that, thank you so much for being here. Please take care of yourself. Please employ your self-care measures. Take your hot baths. Get a little bit of extra sleep. Understand that we're all being hit with this energy in different sensitive areas of our chart. Please be kind to you. Save a little bit of that kindness for others. I'll see y'all soon. Take care. Bye.